Do you see something on my eye?
No, I can't.
I think that's just a computer screen reflection. And my contact lens has a blur. Anyway. All right.
Maybe
Hello.
it's just poop. I poop. That gets stuck. It does.
Like goop. I think it might be mascara. Because I put on mascara and then I sneezed.
Oh, fabulous.
So I think it was like, and because it was still wet, it hadn't dried yet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What is going on with our intros? Our intros are
all over the place. No, you're gonna have me doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to another episode of the What's New Mama podcast. We're your hosts, Giselle and Amy.
Hello.
And allergy season is in full effect, so you're gonna hear
a lot of clearing,
sniffling, blotting of the teary eyes, and we're still here. We're pushing through. So thank you for joining. We talking about topics. We have a couple of things like just in general that have happened that we want to like talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But I think today's topic, what we want to focus on is kids' gifts, like birthday party gifts. We could even talk about birthday parties too in general, because I feel like they've gotten way too extravagant. Like it's not like how it was back in the day. Back in the day, you get a cake and like happy birthday, blah blah blah. Kids have fun, let them run around in the back, and then maybe you have a goodie bag. That was like the epic birthday party if you had a goodie bag. You know,
that's all you wanted.
Yeah. Now it's like a whole big hurrah. Like, so I think we'll talk about that. So if you're not interested, just tune out right now. But no, a couple of things before we jump into the topic. So New York had an Jersey had an earthquake.
Yes.
And then we felt it in New York. And it's so crazy because I felt earthquakes before. And DR felt one. That one was pretty big. Where we like got under the table, desk, because I was in school, under the desk and all that stuff. And then in California, in Berkeley, we had 2 earthquakes when we were over there in San Francisco, and then we had in LA there was one. In San Francisco we felt it a little bit, but one of them we kind of like just slept right through, no big deal. Like, but it wasn't. I felt this one more in New York than I did in California. So that was interesting to me. But it was just weird. Like, where were you when the earthquake happened? I called Amy. First of all, I called my mom. That was the first person I called to make sure she was all right. She was like, the phone lines must have been jammed or something happened, because every time I tried to call somebody, it said call failed. And then, and also I was working and Derek was sitting on my lap when it happened. And I was like, sitting right here and I was like, what is this? I thought it was like Tom thought it was a helicopter, or the boiler that had like blown up or something.
Oh my God.
From like the building next to us. Like we didn't know like what it was, but the last thing on our mind was an earthquake. And then finally I was like, I think that was an earthquake. But Derek was on my lap and I was like working, and he's just unfazed, farting away on my lap, like being a toddler.
Yes.
And I'm over here like clutching him, like I don't know what this is, but this is very weird. But yeah, then I tried calling my mom. I think she didn't get a chance to pick up yet or whatever, or the call failed. Then I called you and I tried to see like if you guys were okay and all that stuff. And I texted like other people. And you were like, I didn't even notice. Like,
No, I didn't. Normally I'm already dizzy all day because of the vertigo. But I'm just like, it was funny because the dogs were barking, and he's always barking. One of my dogs is always barking out the window. But this time they were barking, going crazy, and the puppy joined.
Okay.
And I was like,
usually the puppy doesn't join.
Yeah, she's quiet. She'll sit down. She just looks at him like, you're crazy. Yeah. And she was like on alert next to him. And I was like, what is it? And I'm like looking out the window from where I was seated because I was watching a movie. Yeah. And I was like, I don't see nothing. Like, I don't see anything because all I was hearing was like low flying planes because we have a military base nearby. So they're always doing practice runs, and you always see like the big military planes coming down and around. And all I heard was ooh, and that's it. And I was like, okay, whatever.
And then did you think it was Milo too running around?
Well, because he was running. I was like, all right, Milo's running, whatever. It's just like a whole bunch of noise going on. Like I wasn't able to distinguish.
Overstimulated anything. Moms just assume it's the kids.
I was like, whatever, it's Milo running, because he was running and he was like screaming and saying stuff to me.
Yeah,
unless he felt it, maybe. I don't know.
Did you? Well, when I called you, he said, "I'm fine." Or what did he say? "I'm happy."
Oh
Something
yeah, I'm happy.
Said, I'm happy.
I'm happy.
I was like, "Are you guys okay?" He's like, "I'm happy." Yeah, no. So it was, but then I had other people that were like, "Yeah, my desk was like they were in the city." Mm-hmm. That was a difference.
Yeah, so, yeah.
You know, they're closer
just
to
before
Jersey.
You called me, Vic had texted me. He's like, "Did you feel the earthquake?" I was like, "I went earthquake," and I went straight to. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I went straight to the USGS site to see, and I was like, "Oh, there was an earthquake." And then you called, and I was like, "Yeah, oh, I didn't feel that at all."
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah. But it was, and I also texted the maintenance guy, and I was like, "Hey, like, did you feel it?" Because we legit thought it was like the boiler or something from the building next door, and I was like, I think it was an earthquake," and then he's like, I don't know what it was," and then he went outside. I saw him walk outside, and he goes, I said, "Well, the internet's saying," I sound like such an old person. I was like, "Well, I just looked it up and the internet is saying it's all over the internet. It was an earthquake." And he's like, "All right, cool." He's like, "No wonder my phone's been blowing up the whole time."
Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, there, from what I know, no casualties. So, you know, I texted and I called people that live in Jersey, and they were like, "Yeah, like somebody was like, I was driving, thank God." They were like, "If I would have been home with the girls, like I would have been like having a panic attack." Because you would have been centered, you know, like if you're driving, you don't really feel much. You just assume it's a truck or something going by. But yeah, that was interesting. And then my mom's like, "No, yo no sentí nada. Yo estaba en el supermercado." And I'm like, "Well, be careful because of the aftershocks. And if you're walking, you know, just be mindful." She's like, "Sí, okay, está bien." She was unbothered, unfazed.
Yeah, my parents were. They were correcting my Spanish, actually. Because I was like, hubo un terremoto, because my dad was driving. And he's like, he was like, he calls me, he goes, "Aquí estoy mirando a la gente que se está volviendo loca." What's going on? I was like, there was an earthquake, hubo un terremoto. He goes, "Ay, no, mija, no terremoto, un temblor." I was like, okay. Fuck. Like, I was like, okay, un temblor. He goes, "Eso no fue nada."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Are you feeling it? What are you talking about?"
He's like, "I felt worse before, especially like probably back home for them."
Yeah, I know. Nicaragua Nicaragua was had the big earthquake of 1980, I think, or something, where a lot of the houses got messed up there. Yeah, but I've been in two earthquakes. Yeah, two earthquakes. And one in Costa Rica.
Oh, okay.
One in Nicaragua, also.
How were those?
2 different times. They were like that. Those were obvious, I think.
Okay.
Those were obvious. But this one wasn't for me. I didn't feel anything.
Clearly, that was Milo. Or
I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, so that was interesting. And obviously New Yorkers, you know, we don't take anything seriously. So on social media, you're gonna see all the jokes. God.
Did you see the George Washington Bridge, the Fast and the Furious one?
No, I didn't. I just saw the shirt. The merchandise is already out. I survived the NYC earthquake.
And then I know obviously people in the West Coast are making fun of us, but it's like we don't get any earthquakes or anything like that. Yeah. So it's like a big deal. And I think it's a different thing, right? Because we have what is it?
Skyscrapers and like
and then like the rock formations underneath New York City are actually more dense. Yeah, I believe than the one on the West Coast.
That's
so
what I'm
saying. It
it's
resonates more. Yeah, I think so.
I think it's a much bigger deal here than out there. And then also look at our buildings. Look at the structures.
Well, anything after 1995 is fine. And I know like the buildings, like the tall buildings, the one that I was working on has a 2-mass damper. So it's like if any shaking happens, it
sways with it, right?
back. Yeah. So it's fine. It'll be okay. But
subways, like,
yeah, I know.
It's a big deal.
Vic said that he was in his office and they thought it was like a train going underneath the
well, that's
building.
happened
but he's
before
like,
too.
And he was like, "There's no train underneath." It's like he was like, "What?" What are people trying to?
They're like in the 100th floor or something, and they're like, "It's a train down below."
I think it was he's on the fifth or third floor or something in the building, so he's on the lower part. But he was like he was like, not my neighbor next to me trying to rationalize it's a train. He was like, "No, ma'am, it was no train." He knew right away.
I think people were trying to say things to like calm themselves down. Because my friend, when I text my friend, she was like, I just thought it was somebody like walking by that was heavy footed, like by my desk or something. And I was like, all right. But then she's like, no, like my desk was like, it felt like it was on a trampoline or something. And then I was like, oh no, this is something bigger.
But then this also like made a lot of people wake up, kind of like, oh man, if we actually had like something happened like really big,
what do we do?
Yeah, what are we doing? And then people laughing because the New York City whatever alert system sent like a 40 minutes later.
Like, yeah. And it's funny because I have my 2 phones, my watch, Tom has his phone, and then all of them started going off. And then Tom's like, what the fuck?
But people like, talking about it's 40 minutes, and I feel like I got mine a whole 2 hours after.
Did you? They're like, you're not even close. They're like, no, you're far away from the city. You don't need to know.
Yeah, exactly. I still have like a 347 number, so I don't know if that has anything to do with the distribution of the alert, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the thought process was behind that. And then I think 2 hours later, we got another one saying like the aftershocks, which here, like in the suburbs, like Westchester, we felt.
Did you feel the one at 6 p.m.?
We were driving, so we didn't feel it, but his friends had texted him like, "Did you just feel that?" And we're like, "No, we were." Yeah,
I was driving too, so I didn't feel it. But I know people like around here were like, "Oh, did you feel the aftershock?" So people felt it up here too.
But that was like hours later. That was so many hours later. But whatever. It's anybody in California listening, like, yes, it's no big deal, obviously. Oh, whatever. But it is. Because it's strange. It's not a normal occurrence. Everybody's like, and I was telling Tom, I was like, I bet you all the religious people are going to come out now. Like, this is the end of times. These are the signs. Because I think the day before we had lightning and the crazy winds and rain and all that stuff. And that was where the lightning struck Lady Liberty. Like those type of things. And then I think it was one of the coldest days in history for LA. Or something like that the day before. So everybody was like, LA's getting cold as weather, and then New York is getting earthquakes and da. Something's happening, something bigger. Take it with whatever signs it is that you want to take it as. I respect your opinion. But yeah, no, so that was interesting. I felt like we needed to definitely talk about where were you during another thing I wanted to talk to you about. Have you seen, as I just finished it last night, it's only one, it's a document. Oh my god, documentary. Because I kept thinking docuseries. I was like, no, it's not a docuseries. A documentary, and it's like about almost 2 hours, like a little shy of 2 hours. So it took us a couple of times to watch it because Derek wasn't letting us watch it. So, but it was a Little Richard documentary.
Oh yeah, I seen the commercial for it, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So, wow. Okay, whoever grew up with Little Richard, like being a part of your life somehow, like it's definitely a must watch. I learned so much about that man that I didn't know before. Like I had no idea he was queer. Like I I knew he was he was considered different and like in a category of his own. And I was like, you know, you grow up and you're like, oh, he's gay or whatever it is, right? However he identifies. But also, like, years ago, I don't feel like queer was a thing. Yeah, like, that word itself wasn't a thing.
More of an insult, I think.
Right. Yeah. So, but, you know, take the power back. And this is how we identify and all that stuff. So they talk about that, but they also talk about, like, the struggle he had. He had so much to overcome. Like, I get chills, like, just thinking about it. And, like, he still pushed through. Like, he went through drug addictions, which, you know, obviously a lot of celebrities go through and all that. But simply overcoming the fact that he was put in a category by society because he was Black. And then also hiding or at one point hiding, but then actually coming to light, like, who he was and being true to that. But then he grew up very religious. So it was one of those, like, he tried to fight.
Like at an one inner point, struggle?
Yeah. Okay. Like, you could just see, like, this poor guy, like, he can't be happy. He can't be happy as much as he tries. And, like, a lot of the people that they interviewed, oh my God, I'm blanking out on his name right now. Billy, you know him. He's like very controversial, dresses up in dresses, and
Porter,
yes. So he was one of the people that they interviewed, and a couple other people too. But he influenced so many other people, like Mick Jagger, the Beatles, Elvis, like all of these other people that literally took a piece of who he was as an artist and what his sound was like, his style and all that stuff. And he was one of the creators of rock and roll, and he never got any credit. One of the things that stood out, like last night when I was going to sleep, all I kept thinking was he got paid 0.5 cent for his records. Wow. 0.5 cent. And it was because he was Black in a time where there was still segregation. There were still people, like, they would talk about how him and the bandmates and stuff, they had to drive in the middle of the night, because if they drove during the day, they would get, you know, beat up, killed, like all this stuff, because they would be like, don't drive through our town. And they couldn't stop to get gas and like all of these other things, right? But he inspired, like, all these people were like, he inspired so many other people around him to just be who they truly are, who they want to be. And he gave them that confidence, that push. He also took care of the people around him, like, without question. He was like, oh, you owe money on rent or whatever? Like, I got it. I bought them clothes, food. Like, he was just, he was the person that I always thought he was as a kid. Like, he always struck me as, like, a funny, loving, like, good human being. So it was nice that reiterated. Because, you know, sometimes the documentaries, you're like, oh my God, this person was terrible. Like, on top of how talented he was, because he passed in 2020. He was, and he finally, like, towards the later years, Jimi Hendrix, Prince, like, all these people took a note from his book, you know? Yeah. And he was very vocal about it too. Like, he was like, I am the original. I am like the best. And it's just nice to see that. But towards the end, he got in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and, you know, like all of that stuff. But in his later part of his life, like old, he went back to, like, you know, God, I'm not, like, rock and roll is devil's music, you know, but it's still a part of me, and God loves all of us, regardless of who you choose to love. Like, it's almost like he came to peace finally, sounds like a little bit. Because it was either one or the other before. Like, he left the scene and went back into his ministries, married a woman, like, straight edge in that way, and then went back and was like, this isn't true to me, you know? So, and then it was interesting because I didn't know that Tutti Frutti was a song about homosexuality. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Did you know that? Am I, like, the only one?
Tutti Frutti, I think that was used as a diss too.
Was
back in the day? Yeah.
I don't know. I guess because I was a kid, so it was like too fruity. Like it was just, and I still think of the candy, like too fruity.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember that.
So that was like, I was like, oh my God. And then he talks about the original lyrics. I was like, oh, okay. He had to change the lyrics, obviously.
Oh, okay.
I was like, yeah, so you hear it there when you listen to the original lyrics, which I won't say here because I don't want to butcher the lyrics either. But highly recommend the documentary if you haven't watched it.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's definitely worth, if you have the
to
time.
Watch. All right.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll put that on the list too for stuff to watch. I'll probably watch it with Victor because he likes watching documentaries.
Yeah. Does he like Little Richard? I think our generation grew up.
I think so.
With him,
because we were laughing because I think we saw the commercial and he was like, "Who the hell is this playing Little Richard?" Because he was like, "Look, nothing like him."
It's him.
And then I was like, "I don't know." He was like, "What is it, Dave Chappelle?"
Dave Chappelle.
Remember he used to do him in the skits.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but no, it's him. Those are all him. Like the live interviews and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it was I text Ramel. He texted me last night and I was like, did you see it? And then he was like, no, I haven't seen it yet or whatever. I was like, this poor guy. Like, I just felt bad. Because he was such a good person. And I feel like his whole life he was just tormented. Like, with trying to be himself and be accepted. And also get credit for, like, the work of art that he did. And how many people he inspired. And the sound that he created that nobody else... Still to this day, I don't think there's anybody else that sounds like him. Or that has that. No, like, I don't think so. There's people that have the style, and all that stuff. They even show like Harry Styles in there too. Like, there's so many people. Boy George, obviously. Like, there was just so many people that he opened the door for with just be who you are. And then obviously his little catchphrase, like, oh, shut up, like, shut up. But anyway. If you're into it, if you're interested, definitely. I think it's on HBO Max.
Okay.
Because Tom was arguing. He's like, no, I think it's Prime. I was like, no, it's HBO Max. But anyway.
You could see it through Prime if you have HBO Max connected with Prime. I think it's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you can see a lot of stuff through there.
But yeah. And then I saw that there's one on Donna Summers. I'm definitely watching that one. I love Donna Summers. Do you like Donna Summers?
Yeah, I've heard her stuff. But I heard it through other people, I think. Trying to think,
like covers.
Yeah, like I don't really seek it out, I guess. Okay, I want to say, but if it's playing, I'll listen to it. I don't skip it.
Her voice and like her songs are like, I don't, and I'm a big fan of like vocal artists like Mariah and Ariana. I don't think there's anybody else like her. But anyway, it was a different time too. It was the disco era and all of those type of songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I've been into lately. What are they barking at?
I'm trying to see if I could hear. The mailman. The mailman,
yeah, the mailman.
The Vendetta's back on today.
Anything interesting that you watched lately?
No. I'm trying to think. No. Usual. My soap operas.
Your soap operas.
Yeah. Okay. Keeps me entertained.
Okay.
I get to turn off my brain for a little bit, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's it. That's pretty much all that's been going on.
Okay.
From what I gathered.
So let's talk about the birthdays then.
Oh, the birthdays. Yes. Okay. So this has been an interesting thing, right? Because I don't want people to come with birthday gifts for the kids. Like for Derek, for me, for Tom. Like, we don't care about that. Just show up. Right. And I know, I think I brought it up on when I planned his first birthday party and all that stuff. I rather, if you're going to do something, invest into the account that we have for him. Right. Or a gift card that we can use towards, diapers. Like if you're using formula, like whatever it is, something that's useful. Cause I have a whole closet of unopened toys, from this Christmas. But like the other ones that I donated, I had to give away because he wasn't using any of those. We had a bunch of toys. And then what ends up happening? A whole living room or room full of toys that are just cluttering your house. Which
it's true.
Also, it's like they play with it for a little bit, and then you have to put it away, and then you bring it out. Like, you have to cycle them out because they get tired of it too.
They do.
So I feel like it's a waste of money. You know? And I don't know. I feel like that's one of those things. Tom's like, that's because you didn't have a childhood, so you don't see the importance in the toys. And I'm like, well, yeah, I prioritize just as long as you're well fed, you're taken care of. Like, these are the basic. No, toys are obviously part of the development process. I get it. But we buy him everything that he needs. Like, and then some. So when we have birthday parties or whatever it is, I'm like, just come. Just hang out. Spend time with us. Play with him, you know? And I feel like now I'm at a point where I don't feel the pressure to have this whole extravagant birthday party. I just feel like we'll cut a cake and we'll just hang out and the kids will run around, you know, and that's just it. That's what it was when I grew up, you know, whenever we did celebrate a birthday party. And that was great to me. Like, yes, you can rent out a whole entire space or whatever for it, have the decorations, the theme, and all this other stuff. But it's like, okay, but are you doing that for you, or are you actually doing that for your kids? So that's what I think it comes down to. And also social media. Like, I don't feel like it was this extravagant before. Yeah,
because no one, unless you were there, you would see it, right? Yeah. Like, now everyone sees it and you get to share it and everyone gets to see what you've done. Yeah. So I think it's more of a patting yourself on the back kind of situation. Yeah.
Oh, you're such a good parent.
You did good.
Yeah. Yeah. You spent $1,000 on a birthday party that they're not going to remember. Yeah. You know? But it's like, oh, the pictures, the videos, the memory, and all that stuff. Yes, I get it. But I'd rather us use the money that we were going to spend on that. We'll get a cake. We'll get a nice cake. We'll get, you know, little decorations, happy birthday. Put it on the little banner. Maybe get a balloon with the number, whatever. And then I do like the idea of goodie bags. I don't think I'll get rid of those. Maybe. I don't know. But I'll reevaluate what I put in there. I won't put in so much candy like the first time.
I was about to say, they loved it. There was candy at every table. Anywhere they stopped, it was like, oh, look, there's something different here.
I learned my lesson. Because, you know, you can't just feed them sugar and expect them to calm down by the time they get home. Yeah. So, you know, I'll do that. But I did put fun toys in the little goodie bags. So, like, a kaleidoscope, all the toys that I loved growing up. I did that. But yeah, so I think that's my approach, which, again, not a knock on anybody that does the big extravagant birthday parties, but I just think I'm done with it. Like, it's just, I think it's excessive. It's unnecessary. Just, you know, go have them play around. Have them do their thing. Well, what do you, I mean, I know you feel the same way because.
First of all, I don't like people in my house. But I grew up with, my parents used to do like the birthday parties in our apartment. It's crazy because I keep thinking about, like, they used to move their master bedroom, all the stuff out into another room and then clear that space out. So we had that big space in their bedroom that connected with the living room. Okay. And that's where they would do the birthday parties. And that's cool. They would invite like all the neighbor kids because we were all around the same age. It's crazy, but everyone in my building, we all grew up together. It's weird.
Going to school together, same age?
Same age, went to school together. It was, well, I think my neighbors across from me, they went to Catholic school, but we were all the same age. Yeah. Like, and we all hung out together. It's the strangest thing.
That's really nice.
And it's funny because when I think about it, I still have them all on Facebook and we still, like, if we're near each other, we'll still like go say hi and hang out for a little bit, catch up, and then whatever, continue with our lives, it's the strangest thing. I didn't even think about it as like an extended family situation we have with them.
Do they have kids? Used to do. Like, do they have kids now and stuff?
No, some of them do and some of them don't. Okay. I know the ones that do, I see their kids on, because I think the ones that I'm thinking about, they moved to Florida.
Okay.
And they have kids now, and it's cool to see them. Like it's funny. It's like, oh my god, look, you! I remember when we were like this small, and we have all the pictures of the groups of the kids in the living room and stuff. It's cool. It's cool to see. And then we used to do like the birthday parties at church, obviously.
Okay.
They had like a big hall in the church we used to use up, and all the kids from the church used to go to the birthday parties. So like I grew up with all that, and I remember like distinctively hating those birthday parties because
why?
I didn't like people singing to me. I don't like being the center of attention. I always felt like I didn't like it. It was just like it was fun to be with my friends, but it was like I don't like it. I didn't like it. Like with the adults and everybody there, I don't know. It's just uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
And I remember having that feeling like, ooh.
Yeah.
So with the kids here, I don't do that. I feel like I just do the birthday cakes, and it's just us.
And you bake it, right?
I usually bake it. There was 3 years where I just got it from this lady who does Dominican cakes, and she used to just decorate them. And we sent this. I'm thinking back to this previous year was 2023. No, 2022. So we got this cake, and it was so pretty because Sienna ordered the same. She wanted the same birthday cake. She was a Minnie fan. So we got another Minnie Mouse cake, and it's like this. We used to get the smallest there was.
Yeah.
But it was still so much because we don't invite anyone. It was just distributed with my parents and my sisters. We left the cake in the middle of the island, and my fucking beagle, rest in peace, Jane, pulled the tablecloth down. We went out 20 minutes, no more. She pulled
Temptation. You left the cake.
She ate the entire fucking leftover the cake. The way I screamed and cried because I was so mad because I was like,
but it was before the celebration?
It was after.
Oh, okay.
After. But it was just like, I was coming home and I was like, yeah, I'm going to have a piece of cake. That shit was delicious. Bro, I couldn't eat shit because she ate the whole thing. And then she had like a swollen belly for like days from eating the cake. But rest in peace, Jane. I'm so sorry. She really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
She really enjoyed that. I was just thinking randomly. I just thought of that. But
it was a Dominican cake. What was the filling? Was it pineapple, guava?
No, guava. I don't like pineapple in mine. That's gross.
I hate Dominican cakes.
You do?
I grew up because it was in every single birthday party where Dominican.
That was like the highlight. I mean, my mom used to just get those cakes, with the ones the old school ones with the frosting that had like the little ribbon frosting and then the little ribbon sticking out.
Bolitas and
the candy ribbon things.
No.
Yeah. I love those.
No, I hate Dominican cakes. I hate it. I refuse to get it ever.
Oh my God.
Ever.
Good to know.
Like, I hate it. But my friend Giselle said that she found a Dominican cake spot and she makes it, but she makes it without, like, if I hear it's pineapple or guava inside, no, thank you. Like,
okay.
I don't want it. Custard, I love. So she was like, oh, she makes it with like a custardy kind of like cream instead of all that. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll give it a try. But I just think it's too sweet. The frosting's too sweet. It is moist. The cake is moist. I'll give you that. But it's just overly sweet. Like, give me some more bland, not bland, not so sweet cake. But yeah, no, I think it's because every birthday party, that's all we had.
Yeah.
And it was never, like, I had a couple of birthday parties, not birthday parties, but like a cake cut at my aunt's house with the cousins there. All right, we have a lot of cousins. But my cousins, because they grew up upper middle class, like they would have an extravagant party, like rental, like a hall, goodie bags, like the whole night DJ. That it was like that party was going on for the adults till like midnight. Like,
oh my God,
they were dancing merengue, bachata, salsa, whatever. Everybody was having a good time. The kids, the sugar from the goodie bags and the cake alone kept them up.
Yeah,
the party was over. But they always had a massive like Dominican cake that would feed. Looking back, it feels like there was like 300 people there, but I'm sure that wasn't the case. It just felt that way because I was a kid.
Yeah.
But there had to be like at least 50 people, at least 50 people at the birthday parties. Because it would be two sides of the family.
Yeah.
Their dad's side and then like my mom, like our side, right? And every time it would be that pineapple Dominican cake, and sometimes the guava, but it was most of the time, 9 out of 10 times it was pineapple. It was like, no, I don't want it. No, but give me pastelitos any day though. Yeah, I'll take that. Cheese all the way.
Yeah, we did that once. Oof, for Sienna's first birthday. Yeah,
that I will supply. I will get pastelitos. Like that's always in. I did it for my wedding. I did it for my baby shower. I will do it for any other going forward where I have time, actually. So yeah, so that will be a staple in my parties of some sort. And I'm not gonna do it myself. It's too much frying. It's too much, doing the edges of the freaking pastelito empanadas. You have to cut the cheese. Yep. And then the thing with the cheese part is like, you can't put too much because then it opens and then it bursts out. But then if you put too little, there's not enough. But yeah. But the chicken ones are good too. I'm not a big fan of red meat, so I usually steer away from those. But if anybody's ever in Dykeman Bakery has really good pastelitos. Highly recommend them. And they're like, I don't know, $2, I think it was. I don't know. But that's where I would get like the I would order from them, like the platter.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, everybody loved them. And for my baby shower, I ate alone, like I think maybe 15 pastelitos.
Oh my God. I like the Cuban ones. The Cuban ones are good.
It has too much stuff in it. It has like papas and...
Oh, no. I'm talking about... My mom says they're Cuban, but I'm not sure because, parents always misinformed. They're puff pastry. There's a circular puff pastry.
Yeah, yeah.
And it has a little bit of meat in it. Only. And that's it.
But it has other things in it, though. No?
No. These are the ones that my mom gets from the bakery. That every time I ask her, she brings a whole big thing and I eat the whole thing. I always offer Vic and I'm like, you can have some. And he's like, okay. And by the time he comes to look for some, there's none.
Because he needs to realize you can have some. You have to have some right now.
Right now.
There's not going to be some later. I do the same thing with Tom. You had your chance. I gave you a window.
So when I say now, it's now.
Yeah. But because I was in Dykeman the other day, and obviously I had to stop. And I got chicken and I got cheese. And I told Tom, I was like, do you want some? And he was like, no, I'm good. But I was like, he's going to want some. So I got extra. And I was like, you sure, right? You don't want any. He's like, well, maybe. I was like, all right, here, this one's for you. This is for you. The others are mine.
Don't touch them.
Even though he literally gave me the cash to go in there and buy.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no. So yeah, birthday parties.
No, so yeah, and then I do goodie bags like you do.
Okay. What do you put in the goodie bags?
I've done candy, an assorted amount of candy, and then like those stupid like little maze games with the little bolitas. Ooh. I like those. I've done yo-yos. I've done Play-Doh and bubbles.
Okay. Those are stuff all like hits. That. Those are all good.
I know they'll use and whatever, it'll get thrown away. But nothing like little plastic toys sometimes. I try to be mindful of like the age range that's there. Like I won't put like round candies where it could get stuck in your throat. Because I've been thinking of that. I'm like, I'm not gonna be responsible for someone saying, fuck those people for putting this in their bag, and then because somebody choked or whatever. Yeah. So I think about that, and then also like little toys. And if I know you have like little siblings at home, also little toys are no good either, because if they grab them, they can choke too. So
those little plastic toys,
everything's like going in my brain. Like, okay, I can't do that. Can't do that. So that's what I try to be mindful of.
Yeah, those little maze things. I love those growing up.
Like those were
if you had that in a goodie bag,
super cheap.
That is they are. It's just cardboard and like a little
plastic cover.
Yeah. Like if you had that was a win at the birthday party. Goodie bag.
I think birthday party,
the little mini slinkies.
You know the water games?
Yeah. Oh, with the buttons.
Those. I think I bought some once too for the kids, but it wasn't like a lot of kids either that time. Okay. So it was like, whatever.
The little mini Play-Doh was good too. And the mini the Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh yeah, those are cool too.
Those are cool too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, those are good ones. See, I'm reminiscing.
And slime.
Or the sticky, the ones
sticky
that you could
things?
throw, the sticky hand and it would stick. Yeah, those are cool too. I feel like that was pretty much it. Stickers. If you had stickers and that goodie bag too.
Or tattoos. Yeah.
Tattoos, yes. Mm-hmm. But stickers were always like a win.
Or anything light up or glow sticks or something, right? Like
glow sticks. Yeah. What candy do you? Okay, so here's my question: when you talk about candy, do you think it's better to have candy like chocolates or like Skittles?
I don't like getting. Okay, so I know a lot of people don't do Skittles because of the red 40
choking. Oh, okay.
The choking. Excuse me. I'm trying to think, and then I've done like a mix of chocolate too, like regular chocolate, no nuts, because you also know you don't know who's allergic.
Yeah.
And then it's like a real like constraint, like to pick out candy a little bit.
You can't even do any gelatin like gummies, Sour Patch.
Yeah, I try not to do that because people get sick or stuck in their throat. I don't know. Like I try not to do.
What are you left with? It's so hard.
And I try to do organic lollipops. As crazy as it sounds, my kids love them. They do the Yum Earth ones.
Okay.
They like those flat ones because I don't do any with gum.
Okay.
Also, think about that.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds, but whatever.
And I try all of those chemicals though.
Yeah, we're all right. We're okay. So far, we're okay. But I go through, like, when they do get candy from other people, I go through their bag.
You go through the bag.
You don't want.
And what do you do with it? You eat it? You throw it out?
I throw it out. Most of the time, I throw it out. I've been trying to take care of my teeth. I've been trying to take care of my teeth. I actually had a cleaning this week. I'm like sore, but that's why I asked for an extra 15 minutes earlier. Because I needed to eat really slow because it was my mouth was hurting. But I try not to eat those candies. I throw them away because also they see you eating them and it's like, oh wait, you get to eat them.
Yeah. You gotta eat it when they're asleep or when they're not in the room.
Yeah. My favorite are like Smarties, so I like those. I know those are really bad. Like now I can't have any sugar because I feel like my blood pressure starts like getting high or something. I start getting dizzy. Yeah, eating too much sugar, so I try to cut back.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Smarties are the ones that they look like pills, right?
Yeah.
They're like chalkish.
Mm-hmm. Vic is like, ew, that's so gross. Why do you like those?
Tom's like, why do you like those? I was like, they're good. They don't taste like anything. They just taste like sugar.
Yeah.
Like, you know how...
But they have flavors. Each one has like, this one is cherry, pineapple.
Do they really have flavors? Like really?
They kind of do a little bit.
You know what was my favorite though? Laffy Taffy.
Mm-hmm. Those were good back in the day. Yes, I can't eat those now.
No, they get
stuck all over your teeth. Yeah.
Laffy Taffy, the banana flavor. Mm-hmm. That was my favorite. Oh, I don't like that
banana
flavor.
Anything. I hate banana.
But it doesn't taste like real banana. It tastes, which I found out later. I don't know, like last year or whatever, that the flavor that it's based off of is a specific banana that I think doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, okay.
So it's more like banana flavored
anything. No banana. No? I don't do watermelon. Ugh. I feel like it tastes like vomit.
Watermelon tastes like vomit?
To me,
watermelon flavored things, but not watermelon.
I don't eat watermelon either.
No? Okay.
I don't like it.
Okay. So it tastes like vomit.
Yeah.
What about cherry, kiwi, strawberry? Those are like
I do cherry. Kiwi, strawberry is hit or miss for me. I can't do that sometimes. Okay. I don't do banana. I don't do what else? There's another pineapple. I don't like pineapple or anything.
What?
And lime and orange is a hit or miss for me. Like it depends. Like I'll try it, but if it's like too chemically tasting, I don't like it. Cherry also, it's hit or miss because if it tastes like Robitussin, I'm not eating it.
Oh yeah. So then, what's your go-to flavor? Like if you see a candy, you're like, that flavor, yes, I'll try that one. Grape.
The only candy that I'll have is the strawberry sour power straws. You know, the ones that they sell in the corner newsstands.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. Anytime I'm in the city, that's what I'll pick up from the newsstand. That's it.
Okay.
That's the only one. Or green apple. If you want to say like flavor, that's the only flavor that I will trust completely. Green apple.
So you like green sour apple. Things?
Yes.
Okay. My mouth just watered thinking of
sour
biting into one of them.
I thought of the Jolly Ranchers. That's the only thing.
Oh, that was another thing. I used to love Jolly Ranchers. Anybody in high school, middle school that knows me from then, I always had Jolly Ranchers on me. Like
those were pretty good. Like cherry and sour apple were the only ones I used to have.
Which I'm sure has terrible chemicals in it.
I know.
But those are a choking hazard, even as an adult.
Yeah, no, but I don't give those. I don't give those away. I don't even buy those anymore.
I remember a couple of times I got scared a couple of times. Like, oh.
And then now and laters.
Now and laters. Those will rip your
oh, those were messing up my teeth.
Whatchamacall?
The fillings.
The fillings. Those will rip those right out.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly the sound too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so going forward, because obviously you're like Milo's gonna go into school and all that stuff. Are you gonna still try to keep the birthday party small, or are you gonna try and
so Milo's birthday, thank God, is like the day this year. It's actually the day that school starts. Okay. So I don't think I have to do anything because I don't know anybody in the class. But I think like the class itself for pre-K, they make you bring in, they have like a designated, like, okay, the way they did it was if the birthday was during the school week, they would do it. And and if like Sienna's in August, so they did it like before the end of school, before it ended, so she could celebrate it with her class.
Yeah.
And all I had to do was bring in like they would do like a cupcake thing situation, but it had to be like nut free, so I had to get those ShopRite
like from
ones.
Whole Foods or whatever. Yeah.
And then they would do like wishes, birthday wishes, which were bubbles. They do it in the school. That's what they would really do. Cute. So it made it easier for me. And I think I did send a bag of goodies. I remember it was like stamps, stickers, and Play-Doh. Stamps, like little colorful stamps with little different shapes on them.
I was like, postal stamps?
No, like
rubber stamps. Yeah.
And then, you know those little booklets that come with crayons to color?
Yeah.
That stuff. And that's what I sent. I didn't send any candy because I think they're too little to have too much candy at that age. So try to do tangible
you don't want
things.
Parents to be like, who is this Amy person that brought it?
Especially since I know people were complaining. I still remember that lady that was like, oh, my daughter only asked for pretzels and marshmallows for snack time. Who gives their kids pretzels and marshmallows for snack time? And now she wants to eat that. And I was like, it's my kid. I give her pretzels and marshmallows. And she was like, I was like, well, because she's a picky eater and that's what she wants to eat for snacks. So that's what I'm going to give her. I'm not going to make her eat something she doesn't want.
So you put it in her lunchbox?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because it was like, that's what she wanted for snack. And I was like, well, I'll give you that because I'm not going to send her with carrots.
Nothing.
She doesn't eat carrots and then she's going to be hungry. So what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
That lady was complaining to me without knowing that I was the person.
You were the culprit.
I was the culprit. And I was laughing to myself and I'm like, shall I fess up? And I was like, yeah, it's me. Bitch.
Meanwhile, you were brewing on the inside as she was speaking.
It's me. And then she's just looking at me and I'm like, because if I send her with carrots, she's not going to eat it and she's going to be hungry. So you want her to be starving?
What did she say?
She was just like, looking at me. She was like, you're right. And I was like, I'm sorry that affected your daughter, but like, at least they're eating.
Like, you know, at least you apologize too. Like, sorry, but
not sorry, really, because what am I supposed to do? Whatever. I didn't know your daughter was going to be copying off mine. Like,
or like that they were going to be looking at, each other's lunches or whatever.
Yeah, like that. So I was like, whatever.
What kind of marshmallows?
It's just like the little mini marshmallows from...
Okay, like regular...
Yeah, little ones, like little ones. And then like pretzel sticks, and she used to stick them and put like, do stuff to it. Like it was more of a play thing than anything, cool. I think. Whatever. It's like, come on, man. It's just marshmallows and pretzels. Like you're going to act like she don't eat pretzels, bro.
Speaking of, I know it passed a while, Easter. How do you feel about Peeps?
Oh, I don't like them, actually.
They taste super chemically.
I think Sienna liked it one year, but they don't ask for it. She ate it one year and she was like, I got a tummy ache and I don't like it. So I was like, that's fine.
Those have a lot of sugar.
And I didn't buy them. My mom bought them.
Your mom bought them?
My freaking mother.
That sounds like something my mom would do.
Yeah, she was like, mira, los pollitos, los pollitos. I was like, oh, no, I don't buy those here, Mom. She was like, hey, ¿por qué no? I was like, I don't think the kids like them. Yeah. And she put it in like an Easter basket because that was like the year my mom made an Easter basket for her. And I was like, why'd you do this? I already made one.
Jelly beans are delicious, though.
Yes, jelly beans. We did jelly beans this year. We put them out. And they thought it was like, what is it? She says, it's when the Easter bunny poops and leaves jelly beans. And she was like, I hate Easter bunny poop. Like she was telling everybody.
That's so cute.
She was thrilled. I still have like the rest of them, like all the extra candy, like stuck somewhere. And I'm like, how am I gonna bring this out for them to finish? Well, the only one I kept were like the little Smarties that I put in the eggs, and those don't expire till 2026. So I was like, for next year.
For next year, yeah. Or save it for like a birthday party in the house.
Mm-hmm. You know? I don't know. I don't think we're doing anything this year because so this year we're going to a New Kids on the Block concert that weekend of her birthday. So that's her birthday present because she's coming with me. She's been wanting to go. Cool. So she's coming with me. I'm like, I don't know if this is the best concert for you to come with because a whole bunch of people screaming, but yeah. I was like, okay, sure. She was like, I want to go to one of the ones
old millennials at this point just screaming.
I was like, okay, you want to come with me? That's fine. And so we bought her a ticket and she's coming. And it's in Saratoga, so we have to drive up.
Okay. And it's going to be you, Sharon, and her? Or you, Vic?
Yeah, it's me, Sharon, and her. And then we stay there overnight.
Okay. Do you have headphones for her in case it's like too much?
Yeah. We do. So this year we're not doing any birthday party, and then Milo's birthday is on the first day of school, so I'm sure they're gonna do something for him in class that I'm gonna have to do for like maybe the next day or something, or the end of the week. I don't know. Okay. So we'll see.
Okay. Okay, so then no big birthday parties. So
no.
What I want to get to is,
and then what, the presents, you mean? Is that what you want to talk about?
Yeah, with the presents, yeah. So like, how do you feel about that?
So presents, I mean, it's hard because my parents are very big into giving presents. I don't know if you know this, but my dad likes wiping out wish lists from Amazon.
Oh, really?
He'll like, because he had me make lists for the kids.
Yeah.
He'll buy everything on it. And I'm like, what's the point of me making this list if no one can buy any of it but you? Yeah. So I've been pretty good about putting stuff on there like they need. Like I got lunch boxes, thermoses, and stuff for school, like clothing, and he's been pretty good with that. But they always go rogue.
I was gonna say, how do you feel about people going rogue off the list?
I don't mind it because, whatever. I can't take away the joy of something they've seen that they want to give, I think.
Oh, so you let them open it like without, like you let the kids open it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, especially it's harder with my parents and like other family members when they buy something. Sometimes it's like, it's the joy of buying something for them. Like, oh, I saw this and I wanted to give it to them. So I feel bad.
Of course.
So it's like, here, whatever. But like for me, going to other people's birthday parties and bringing gifts, that's different. So I try to think about it and approach it in a different manner. Because I'm like, I don't want someone to be like, all right, why did this person give me like a gift with 1,000 beads? I'm going to kill her because now the beads are everywhere in my house. Right. Yeah. So I try not to, when I buy gifts, for example, I've been giving this exact same gift to every person in her class.
Oh, yeah.
It's a National Geographic kit. It's an educational like birthday gift.
That's cool.
But it's like a magic kit. So it's like a science kit, basically. And they do like, they make foam, they make bubbles, and it's all stuff that you can easily just throw away when you're done.
That's really cool.
So that's what I've been giving. I've given, I think, 4 kids in her class. The same one. And I was like, I hope nobody regifts this shit because I'm going to be mad. And it's not like anything super expensive. So I think I try to keep it at around $20. I want to say $20 or under. And I think the kit is like 15. and Amazon had like a deal, buy 2 for like a certain amount. And I was like, oh, all right, so I'll buy a few, and I have them here for birthdays, and that's what I've given, and it's been a hit. People like it.
Okay.
So I try to keep it where it's educational for like the little kids. I'll buy a gift, but it has to be practical. Like for you, I think
the books,
Derek,
the books.
Oh
wait, you mean like for his
birthday? I got him like the blocks with the travel set, so you could put it in a bag, so it has a place to go into.
Yep.
And you don't have to. Because I was thinking, she lives in an apartment. She's gonna kill me if I buy anything big, and like it's like there's no space. So I was trying, like I try to think practical for people, so they're not yelling at me later.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this: one of the best gifts to get is a musical instrument. I'll tell you that, or a loud Elmo, or a loud, which it is what it is. Not even a loud, like we have a loud Buzz. We have a loud, because he loves Toy Story toys. A loud Buzz. So we hide these occasionally, but we let him play with it. But we tend to hide them. The musical instruments, we have like 3 sets of those. And we think we hid them all, and then we realize we have a whole nother random xylophone that comes out, and like, what are those things? The
cymbals?
Is it cymbals? Yeah, that, and I'm like, I thought we hid these. Where they keep coming from?
Oh my god.
So yeah, no, I've learned to not give gifts like that. I only gave one Elmo doll that does the Elmo slide, the Elmo slide. So, and it's pretty loud, but I only gave that as a gift because the kid actually really loves Elmo.
Okay.
And like she loves it, whatever. But they can always hide it, because that's what we do. When it gets too much, we hide it. But yeah, I would say those are the gifts that I'm like, if you're not a parent, and you're thinking about getting somebody a gift that's a parent, try and be considerate of the noise level. Or if it has a volume button, that's great.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't understand why these toys don't come with volume buttons, all of them. Like a standard.
This Christmas we gave Milo a Hesh truck, and it has noises. So my friend,
is it the police one?
Yeah, and
that shit is so loud.
My friend she got one for her kid, and I was like, "Yo, where's the volume button?" And like I messaged her, like, "Don't." She was like, "Tell me, because I can't find it."
That's gone. That's in a closet. We are not taking that out ever.
I used putty and stuck it in the sound thing, so it's muffled.
We put tape. That shit did not work.
Yeah, the tape doesn't stay, so you gotta use like putty or use glue, and that way put it inside and it hardens and it dampens the noise a little bit. That's
smart. That's a good hack. Thank you.
I have to try to do something.
Yeah, the Hess trucks are so loud. And then it has
they used to have.
But it has 3 settings, and let me tell you, those 3 settings are bullshit, because it's off, and then there's one that's supposed to say lights only. That shit still blares the horn. Like,
I'm like, yo, that's super loud.
Yeah. So then we hid it. We hid ours. Then we went for Easter. We went to Ramel's house, to Justin's house, and he has that same Hesh truck with the police wagon that you put the police car in and all that stuff. That is by far the loudest Hesh truck I've ever seen. And I've gotten them as kids. Like, it is by far the loudest. And of course, Derek was like, "Oh, the car, the truck, or whatever." And I was like, "No, God damn it. Put that away, please. Put that away." But he got distracted. He plays in the Barbie house with Ava, and he has fun with all that.
That's fun.
But yeah, no, we hide them. But that's good. So putty, glue. What else?
Try. Nothing too wet, because obviously it has to be the glue that'll dry fast, or blow while you're blow it while you're.
Can you do like Elmer's glue? Like,
I think I've tried that Elmer's glue. Yeah, I mean it's pretty dense, pretty thick. So if you slide it on top, it'll do that. I'm trying to think what else. Play-Doh definitely works, or not like a Play-Doh. I'm trying to think what was it that we used. Gum. Gum. I'm just trying to be creative, so it'll stick between the grate of the sound, but not ruin the sound completely.
Like mold into it. Yeah. That's very smart. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another truck that Tom actually got him for Christmas. And it doesn't have a sound effect, but it has like it's a Jurassic Park truck, so you're supposed to put the dinosaur on top. The thing on top of it goes like cheat, 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 right? But it's like crack, crack, crack. So he moves the truck and the whole thing goes crack, 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 crack. And you're trying to watch something or you're trying to do anything at all, work, live life, breathe. That shit is irritating as fuck. That's also in the closet. So all of that's hidden.
Yeah.
But occasionally he'll ask for Buzz, and then we'll take it out.
Do you hear that noise, by the way? I'm asking because I hear it like
it sounds like a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Or something.
You want to know what this is?
What is it?
My husband's car. Because he's installed a freaking loud ass muffler on that shit.
Really?
And he turns on the car and that in the morning, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that resonates in the whole neighborhood.
Why?
And like when you first, I was like, are you becoming low-key Dominican?
He's one of those people. Oh my god, he's one of those people that I was wondering
if you could actually hear it because it was like, woo. I was like, oh no, he turned on the car, but I could heir it, and then it makes my whole like all the windows shake and everything here.
You sure it's not another earthquake?
No, it's him. It's him. He just turned on the car, and it calms down after the first maybe 2 minutes, but it's loud. It's loud.
Because did he get the new car? Because I know there was damage because of the.
Oh no, he his car got fixed.
Okay.
His car got fixed, but now he decided to keep his car, and he's buying off the lease.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want to switch it out because they made an error when he bought this car. So it's like cheaper than it should have been.
Did he just pull out? Like,
Yep.
did he just like drive away? Yeah. I heard that. That's loud.
So and he souped up his car. He got a bigger muffler. There's better air circulation in the car, but I mean,
if this is how his midlife crisis is playing out, then this is great.
It's fun. You should see the amount of boxes that I keep getting at the house. And I'm like, it says like Jeep on it, and I'm like, another thing for the car. He installed and I told you he got like the giant wheels, right? Like
no,
he got like the big ass like what is it, the
off-roading.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so the funny thing was that I went to pick up his car, get the keys from his car so we can go pick it up, and the guy from the garage is like, did he like it? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, it's gonna be so great when you guys go off-roading. And I'm thinking to myself, this motherfucker doesn't go off-roading.
He drives to the city.
Yeah, I was like, we're going off-roading. Sure. I was like, sure. I was laughing because I'm like, what the hell? So he has the giant wheels. He installed like railings and everything to get in because now it's higher up, so I can't really get in normally.
What about the kids?
There's a step, so he got steps
to
get on. So we have steps on the side now. That was funny picking up my mom yesterday, trying to get her in the car. I was like, Mommy,
you're like, here, let me help you up.
And I was like holding her butt up to sit down. And she's laughing, because she knows. She was like, midlife crisis, mija. What you gonna do?
Because he used to always have a small car. Until kids, obviously.
Yeah, he got a bigger one, but he got into Jeeps, and this is his third or second Jeep.
Yeah, so. I heard people like I've known people that go from like Lexus to Jeep, and they go full on Jeep. What is it, Wrangler?
Yeah. He's got a Wrangler,
and they love that. Take off the doors.
Yeah, he has the whole machine thing outside that he pulls out and takes off the tops and the doors and everything. I'm like, okay.
At least it's not a motorcycle.
Yeah, No, he knows. He's like, those are deadly. So
yeah, so.
Anyway,
or like
sorry,
another
off topic, but I was just like, can you hear that?
Yeah, no, we heard it. And there's noise canceling on here, and we still hear it.
Oh my god.
So you can tell him, and he's probably gonna smile out of pride. Like, you heard that?
It's not cool at like 5 something in the morning when he's going to work. I could hear it.
Oh no, your neighbors are definitely cursing you guys out.
Well, we have a cop next door, and he's never home, unfortunately. So
Okay.
He's never home, so he probably doesn't even hear it.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. So as far as birthdays and like gifts, so okay, I know your parents go rogue.
Yeah,
but do you have other people that go rogue? I always try to ask you like, what are they into?
Yeah,
because I don't want to get.
You've been pretty good. You haven't given, and like and then my friend, she works at a store. She always buys clothes for them because,
okay,
whatever. She's there. She gets the
discount and all that.
And it's always cute stuff.
Practical.
Yeah. So I try to, and that's the line that I try to go with. I'll do like, if it's not educational, I'll buy clothes. It's for family members, but like, for kids in school, I'll do the educational ones. Yeah. So if you're ever looking for anything, like National Geographic makes little kits. It's great for different ages. What else? What else did I buy? I'm trying to think. There was one that, and then Fisher Price and like all that stuff. Like I bought, I think one of my friends, her kid, I got like a little fishing game that had numbers on it.
Yeah. Is that like the Melissa and Doug one?
Yes, Melissa and Doug.
Because my friend got that for Derek. That was cute.
That's always good too, because it's
the magnetic one, right?
Yeah, it has a lot of stuff to it. Some of the items that they sell there, but it's cool, whatever. And I've gotten like my other friend, she said her son was into drawing, so I got a giant mat that I think it's used with like water. And you could draw with water, so if it goes off the mat, it won't dirty anything.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So I think that's what I got him like early on when he was younger. Yeah. And then I did like those coloring books that you fill, Melissa and Doug, you fill water in the pen and it, just...
It basically just, the pages have the color. Yeah. Okay.
So I've done that. Because it's just easier. You don't want to cause chaos in anybody's house. Yeah. So that's what I tried to prevent. But like, yeah, people have gone rogue. I'm trying to think. One of my friends, and I hope she doesn't listen to this, but she bought like a necklace making thing. It was cute because Sienna liked it. Yeah. And she's a big fan of Gabby's Dollhouse. Okay. It was like all these beads, and I was like, oh no, the dogs are gonna eat this. Milo was little. Yeah. And I was like, she's gonna touch this and put it in his mouth, and I was like worried the whole time. Yeah. And so she didn't really get to enjoy that because I felt like I was sitting there and I was like, I'll make it. Yeah. And I would give it to her, make her wear it. And I would tell her, if you want it off, let me know so I could take it off and,
so Milo doesn't get it, or the dogs. Yeah.
Of course. So that was the only thing. But see, and that's what I'm like, you kind of have to be mindful of if you know the person, because most of the times you do. Yeah. Kind of think about what you want to give them. Because you don't want to cause an extra stress.
That's really what it is. Yeah. Oh, with small parts. Yeah, that's stressful.
Yeah. And even with like what I gave you, the little dino for Derek, like I made sure the dinosaur called for actual eyes, like actual bead eyes. Yeah. I made sure I knit them in. So I know, because I'm like, so this is a kid's toy. And I'm like, this is a kid's toy. Why would you put actual eyes?
That's a choking hazard.
If they rip out and it's not sewn all the way in, then throw back. Nope. Not responsible for that. So I knit everything.
Did I do a gift for them? I know I've done books with their names on it. Mm-hmm. I know I've done that.
Yeah, that one was cool. The sister one
with like their picture. Yeah, and then. Did I do the investment account for them?
Yes, I don't remember. And then I told you I had to close it because I already have.
Yeah, you already have your own thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, so how do you feel about things like that? Like, would you feel comfortable telling somebody, oh, just if you want to like invest in their future?
I do it for like family members.
Okay.
But not like friends or like the kids in school. I mean, whatever. Yeah, they're gonna do whatever. And usually I mean, if I ever did like a party for her, well, we did like it wasn't even a party. I just did like, I paid for one of her best friends to come with us to one of the indoor playgrounds. So I just like told the mom like, hey, you could bring her little brother, because the same age as Milo. And I was like, it's just us. So it was just me and her with the kids. Okay. And I paid for them to go in. And that's what we did. Okay. But I don't do like... we haven't done a big birthday party, so with the kids in school. So there's
Would you do a big birthday party?
Like, is there an age? If she asked for one, I think. Okay. But she really enjoyed just having her best friend with her. Last year, I remember you told me that was really nice. She was like, I want to do that again this year. Okay. And so it's probably what we're going to end up doing. Just doing something like that, like where I take them out arcades and I just pay for them, whatever.
Okay. That's nice.
And then I told her, I was like, you don't have to bring any birthday present. I was like, this is fine. But she
Just
bought her
show
like a
up, just be
t-shirt
there.
or something.
Yeah.
Which was cute. So
I think it feels weird showing up empty-handed.
that's
would feel
another thing.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's like a manners thing in our society now. So
yeah. So that's why I do something like a gift card. I think last year for Christmas, I did a gift card for the kids.
A lot of people are like, don't buy gift cards. It's so not personal. And I'm like, but sometimes it's the easiest route to go. Yeah. Just because at certain ages, I feel like the kids have their own opinions of what they want. Right?
Yeah.
I don't find it not personal.
Well, that's the other thing. Like people are like, what does Derek want? I'm like, Derek was 1 at the time. He doesn't want anything.
What does she want?
Yeah.
What does he want?
Know, or he was turning 2. You know, I was like, well, he likes Elmo. He likes Toy Story.
More like, what is he into? Not more what he wants, right?
What he wants. But then at the same time, whatever he's into, I already bought it. So that's my thing. It's like, but then it just creates more clutter in the house. Then my guilt of, this is that childhood trauma of, well, he has so many toys and he doesn't need any of it. It's a waste. You know, like there are other kids that don't have it. It's all this crazy in my head where I'm just like, he doesn't need it. So no, please just don't get anything. Like still get something.
I sent toys. No, I sent books.
You sent books.
Books.
He loves those. The Busy Bear.
Yeah. Milo loves those.
I love them. They're like, cool. Pop
they
out.
Do stuff. Yeah.
They're interactive. They're cool.
Yeah. For little fingers.
Yeah. No, those are cool. But like for anybody else out there, like if they're considering obviously gift cards, ask what the kid's into. When they get older, it's easier because you can literally ask the kid like, what do you want for your birthday? Like, you know, and what are they into? Like it's different when they're younger. You know, like what I did was the early bird. Like it's an app. It's an investment account that you can set up for the kids and specifically for them. Right. And you can then convert it if you want to 529 or whatever it is, whatever you want to do with it. Which you know there's other ones too that do that. But that was my solution because I was like, I don't know, wearing diapers, you know, formula, breast milk, like he doesn't need anything. I need sleep. I need, you know, like
that's something we can't give you.
Exactly. Sleep. Somebody to clean, somebody to figure out the cooking situation. But other than that, it's like, I don't know. So I think of future-wise. So I'll put the link in there too. And maybe you can add the Discovery Channel kits too. Yeah. Then we can add that. But the early bird I recommend because it's easy. You could do it from your phone. You could send them the link. They'll put in the information and you can fill out the rest. They don't need to have your kid's social security number. They don't need to have any of those details. They just need to know your number, their name, and I think the birthday, not the year necessarily. And then the parent will fill out the rest of it when they get the link. That's been helpful for us and convenient. For older people, like from Tom's family, when they ask, like, and I tell them, they still get them like a gift here and there. But now what they do is, because they don't want to do the whole app and all that stuff, so they'll just they'll give money in a card. Yeah. And then I'll deposit it and I'll put it in the investment account. Yeah. So it's one of the things too. But you're right. For like friends, I'm like, no, it's okay to worry about it. And if they really insist, I'm like, a gift card to Amazon or Target.
Yeah. That's always good because they like to go there.
Yeah. But I could always, but even things that they need, like I can get body wash for them or whatever snacks that that he likes, you know, those type of things. Or I'll have him pick out, like, what do you like? Like he's at an age now where he'll see something. He's like, oh, you know, car, whatever. So we'll have him pick up. But before, no. But I think if you're a parent, like setting that boundary too of what you want, because if you're just going to be overwhelmed with toys and all that stuff, I think it's important for you to voice that. And if some people don't respect it, I think that's on them. Like you shouldn't feel bad for like setting your boundaries or what you want and your expectation as far as the gifts go, you know, especially when the kids are young. But when they get older, like you can also set boundaries, like have your kid create a list. I know Jess does this.
The Amazon list is great.
Yeah. But then, you know, like they'll be like, all right, that's too much. Like they'll have like 20 something. They're like, you have to pick your top 5, top 10 or whatever from the list. You know, things like that. Especially if you're gonna have a big party, because everybody's gonna want to bring something.
Yeah.
But
there's only so much room we have.
Yes. Before it ends up in storage or in the garbage.
I know. I'm thinking because right now we're gonna do our spring purge because we bought a new couch. Okay. So we have to make room in the playroom to put the old couch so the kids can sit there. And I'm sitting here like I have a whole bunch of stuff.
I have to do that spring cleaning. I know we talked about it when Aisha was on the call. I have to do that with the clothes and clear out the closets.
Yeah, because Sienna grew out of all of the size 6 like pants. Yeah, she's starting to look like, what is it?
High water.
Brinca charco.
The high water.
Yeah. I see. This is the thing. I couldn't think of the word in English.
Yeah,
but I could think about it in Spanish.
Yeah.
Brinca charco. Yeah. So she's starting to have like this big space between her ankles and the pants. Yeah. So I had to buy all size 7, 8, which don't fit up here, which is.
Yep. That's the other thing. So if they ask me about clothes, because I had people, because I was like, you can get them clothes, but get it for the future size. Because I already did my buy. Like my haul for Old Navy is a good spot. H&M has good stuff. Gap has good stuff. But I didn't need for his age at that time. So I would tell people for 4. Because right now, at the time he was 2, like just turned 2, but he was wearing size 3.
3, yeah.
So I was telling people get 4 and beyond. Yeah, but then and even with the 4, sometimes it's too long. Like the pants will be too long, so I had to like fold it up. Yeah. But it'll be fine waist wise for him, you know. But he had a growth spurt. He's like half my size. It's so crazy. Like like lengthwise. Yeah. He hits like my hip.
He's gonna be tall then. He's gonna be very tall. You can do the calculation on the with the growth chart thing. I'll send it to you so you can
send
do it.
To me. Okay.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. We figured out how tall our kids are gonna be based on what age they are now, and you gotta like multiply. It'll tell you what to do.
It'll tell.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. So gifts. It's a preference. You know.
But yeah, you gotta make it clear. You can't just whatever. I mean, it depends too on how the relationship you have with people too, because also of course I'm not gonna tell like acquaintances, people from like the school, like hey, I don't want this stuff. But if you really don't want it, I don't think people would say anything if you write in the invitation, please no toys or cash gifts only. Some people did that. What was a cash gift only? I was like, oh, okay. Really? I was like, but I at first it came across as a little rude, but then I was like, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? That makes it a lot easier. So I just put cash in a card. And there you go.
But see, that's the thing. The way to word it is always tricky because I always felt weird. And I think I did it for his first birthday party. I shared the QR code for the investment account. And I felt weird. But I always put, please, no gifts. But if you insist on giving something.
That's good. Yeah, there you go.
Then... we prefer this. We prefer this. If you insist. So I try to put it on you, but you don't have to. Like, and I always put like your presence is so cheesy. Your presence is present enough. Like, like that's all we ask for because it's a good time for the parents. It's a good time for the kids. That's all it is. But yeah, so to each his own. Obviously, your comfort level is yours. But there's options. There's plenty of options. And I don't see there's anything wrong with cash, gift cards, saying no gifts at all. And if you really, really, really don't need the gift, don't want it, I know it's faux pas, whatever. You can always regift it.
Regift.
Yeah, but a lot of people are good, though. They put in the gift receipt for the most part. Like, listen, if this is too much, I never do that, though. I've never done that. It's another trip to the store. Like, I've never done that. I usually, if I keep it in the closet, and then if we really never get to it, I'll just donate it or I'll give it to somebody else. Yeah. So I'll do that. But it'll be like a year past or a couple of months, like, But anyway, that's it.
We went on a tangent today.
Yes. thank you guys for listening, watching. We'll see you guys next episode. If you have any, feedback or topic questions, things like that, send it to our email or DM us on Instagram, and then we can see it there. And thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you.
And remember that you're doing a great job.
Yep. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.